Today I am talking about the 3 things that I have been doing to still set goals and grow my business during this time of quarantine and lockdown. I don't know if you're still in lockdown wherever you are, but here in California we are. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, stick around. Dylan, cue the intro. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa. I'm a writer, editor, and small business owner. I own a publishing company called Kingdom Books. And here on this channel, we talk about all the things relating to books and building your best life. My eyes are kind of twitching today. It's like I didn't get enough sleep, even though I did. So, I'm not exactly sure what's up with that. I have coffee though. Maybe that's the problem. Anyway, so yes, goal setting during quarantine. This has been something that has been very on my mind a lot recently because goal setting is one of the big ways I have been able to stay sane and focused during COVID-19. And I've heard some people say things like, well, how are we even supposed to goal set when we don't know what next month is going to look like? I can't plan for anything because I don't know what the future looks like. It's so unpredictable. And yes, it can be a little bit more difficult, but it's still very necessary, more so than it has been, I believe, ever before, because yeah, I'll get into that a little bit later. So, the 3 things that I have been doing to actually set goals and keep to them and grow. I don't know if I announced this. I don't think I did. I signed my first paying client during quarantine. And yeah, like, things are actually happening. I did that. I did my beta books. I'm setting goals and I'm hitting them. And it feels very good. And I actually feel a lot more motivated to get things done now than I ever have before. So these are some of the things that I've been using to do that. So the first thing is to set short-term goals right now, specifically. Normally in goal setting, you set a range of long-term to short-term goals. And I do have a long-term vision of what I want to happen, but as far as for the things that I'm actually getting done, I set those in 1 to 2 months right now. Whereas, normally I have kind of like a quarterly sort of deal and then like a 1 to 2 month sort of thing and then a weekly. I really just set the 1 to 2 months goals, and I do that with an accountability partner. So for me, these two go hand in hand, because I wouldn't be able to set these goals if I didn't have Chiobasi, my business partner, working with me. She helps keep me on track, and together we sort of talk through what's realistic to get done right now. But together, you need those things. You need an accountability partner, someone who can talk through your goals, someone who you can bounce ideas off of and make sure that it's like a feasible thing to do, because sometimes we think we can do a lot more than we actually have the capacity to do, and sometimes we don't do enough. So having someone to bounce that off of is so helpful and really integral for me, because I don't know about you, but my brain tends to there's a lot of ideas going on up here, and if I don't have someone to help keep me focused on what needs to get done, it's normally just bunny trails off into a bunch of different directions and then nothing gets done. So thank you, Chi, if you're watching this. I wouldn't get anything done without you, but you probably already knew this. So yeah, and set those 1 to 2 month goals. One of the things that has been really helpful for me is Chi and we meet up almost every week. Sometimes we'll skip a week here and there, but pretty much every week, and we're constantly evaluating our progress. We're talking about how far are we along on hitting this deadline? Do we need to extend a deadline? Is there anything we need to add? So constantly evaluating your progress and where you're at with your accountability partner for your 1 to 2 month goals. It's a good way to get things done, and it's a good way to scale back when you need to scale back. So I don't know if I need to recap, but the first thing is to set 1 to 2 month goals, and the second thing is to make sure that those goals are actually feasible by talking it over with an accountability partner or a business partner or someone in your life who can help you out with that sort of thing. The third thing is to not beat yourself up if you don't hit a deadline, which might seem kind of like, what's the purpose of like having goals if you're already expecting not to hit the deadline? But I kind of think of it this way, is that like part of just surviving, you know, out in the wild or even in business or writing a book, you need to be adaptable. So if you don't hit a deadline and then it's just like, well, that's it, everything's over, like, no, you aren't going to survive. Your idea isn't going to survive. You're not going to bring anything to fruition that way. So you need to be able to adapt when you don't hit your goal. And you need to give yourself permission to know that that's okay to sometimes miss a deadline. It just means that you need to recalibrate and get back on course. That's one of the things I've been thinking about lately, is if you don't even have a vision for the course of where you want to go, if you get knocked off, you don't have anywhere to get back on track. You're just like floating off at sea aimlessly, no purpose, no nothing. So that's why even if goals aren't something that you feel like you can hit right now, just having that sense of purpose and that sense of direction is so important. And really, I think it's part of like who we are as humans. Getting all philosophical here. You know, we need purpose, and if we don't have goals, I think are tied into purpose. They can give us a direction to go in. But as I was kind of scripting this out, I started doing a free write about purpose, actually. And the thing is purpose is so tied to our own identity and to like how we see ourselves and who we are. And so if you stop chasing purpose, if you stop setting goals to achieve things, that's almost like you've stopped trying to be yourself. And I know that during this time it can be really hard to focus on that kind of thing. I know that depression and anxiety have skyrocketed since social isolation, social distancing and quarantining and all that, and I in no way want to diminish how hard it is, because I've been there and I know how hard it can be to try to pull yourself out, and you know, sometimes just getting up out of bed is a struggle. But I think that's the part where giving yourself grace, and you know, even if you don't hit that deadline, you know that that's okay and you're willing to redirect. That's what is important right now. One of the things that I've heard a lot is that you don't have to be committed to how you're gonna get somewhere, you just have to be committed to getting there some way. So maybe your goal doesn't come out the way you expected it to. Maybe, you know, it goes off in a different direction, and we've all seen that little meme, right? Oops. Where it's like life of an entrepreneur or life of a book or anything like that, where you start here and then there's where you want to be, and it's like a straight line, and it's like what you think it's like, and then there's that one underneath where it's you and then the goal, and then it's this whole zigzag pattern. That's what it's actually like. And you have to realize that that's what it's actually like. You can see it straight, but you're not going to get there straight, and that's okay. It's just part of the process. And you have to be willing to climb back up out of those dips, and you have to be willing maybe sometimes even to curve and like take a totally different path that you never even expected. But having that level of flexibility, that adaptability, and having the right people around you who can help you navigate that sort of thing is so integral to staying sane and to growing during this time. Because we're not just supposed to like sit around and do nothing. It's not healthy. we need to, especially for creatives, we have this like just expansive world in our minds, and we need an outlet to get it out and an outlet to share it. It's there for us to share. So yeah, that's what I got for today. If you have any goals that you're working on, let me know down in the comments and I can help cheer you on, because I am all about that encouraging goal getting life. I guess I really like to do that with people. So yeah, let me know, and my time is about to run out, so I gotta close off this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and would like to receive weekly content on all the things related to books and building your best life, go ahead and subscribe. Videos go out every Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and until next time.